Welcome to the Wednesday Warrior Wrap-Up, and I hope you're having an amazing day. I know I am. I started my day off perfectly with pumpkin spice latte, which it's fall, so I'm very excited for all that. But we are here to talk about some awesome toy news, and first up, we have quite a few Marvel items to talk about three. One of them being a new item with that of the Beast figure, which I believe actually went up early last week, so I didn't get a chance to cover it, but it did sell out on BBTS and Hasbro, I believe. Right now you can still get anything on NCM Earth and GameStop. It's really cool, but I'm really hoping we get a reissue of the Lab Coat Beast. And on that note of reissues, there's a chance that might actually happen because they're, doing their fall reissues at Hasbro, because we have some reissue stuff to talk about. I've said that word way too many times now, but we have a reissue of the Venom that was originally, I believe, a convention exclusive, which is the cel-shaded animated Venom on the retro card. And then we also are getting the Lizard, and both of these are available for pre-order right now. I think they're still available on BBTS Entertainment Earth and GameStop, but I do know they sold out on Pulse as of recording, but they probably will go back in stock once the pre-order date gets closer. But these are all amazing figures. We got the Mysterio last week, and now we have these ones. So I'm hoping we see some more reissues with other characters besides just the Spider-Man stuff. Hopefully we see some X-Men reissues and we get that Beast. But yeah, really awesome things. If you want to pick them up, I have the links in the description down below where you can bookmark them until they come back in stock, or you can go to any of the other fine retailers that are selling it right now. But yeah, really awesome stuff. And of course, there's some small Star Wars news, nothing too major, but two items went live. One is a bit of a pack reissue of two figures, but there is some minor updates on them. It is that of the Clones of the Republic's ARC Trooper Jesse and Ahsoka from the final season, final episode. These figures originally, I think Jesse was an exclusive to, I can't remember if it was Walmart or somewhere else. I know the Ahsoka was a Walmart exclusive during the time of the Mandalorian Loyalist and the Super Commando Mall Mandalorians. But yeah, so that's available right now for pre-order still if you want to get it. And then the next item is that of the Kenner style X-Wing for the Vintage Collection. So it's pretty much their Vintage Collection X-Wing with Luke on a retro card kind of theme thing, and it's pretty much, the X-Wing, but done up in the Kenner colors, which is kind of cool. Not something that I definitely need, but if you're a Kenner fan, you might be able to put your Kenner Luke from the, pilot one in that and have it look more Kenner. But it would be actually cool if it was an actual reissue of the Kenner era X-Wing. I don't know if they have the molds for those or if they're gone and so they can't do it, but it would be cool to see them recreate some of the Kenner figures like G.I. Joe did reissues of vehicles in the past. It'd be cool to see them do that with this. But yeah, really cool. If you want to get them, they are available right now. But that was pretty much it for Star Wars. I know we are heading into the fall season, and we have quite a few conventions coming up. One in, I think, Canada with Fan Expo, and then New York Comic Con, I think, is happening soon. So we'll see more, I'm sure, from Star Wars before the end of fall. It's barely started. And in some awesome G.I. Joe news, first up today, the Arctic Troop 3-pack, or the Arctic Fight 3-pack, went live. As of recording, it is still available. This is pretty much a kind of companion piece to the Arctic Hiss Tank made to order and the HasLab Snowcat. I have a feeling they're gonna probably do more Arctic vehicles and more Arctic characters outside of the made to order and HasLab stuff. So even if you're not like someone who backed either of those or ordered one of those, because the Arctic Hiss Tank will come in stock at some point. All the made to order things come back in stock when they're available after they ship out everyone's that bought it. They always do a couple more. So if it's like, if they do 15,000 sales, they'll make, 20, you'll probably make like 18,000, so they have a couple extra in case anyone who was on the fence and didn't do it could get it, because I know they did that. Mephisto, I think, is still available if you want to get it right now. The Sentinel also. So all the made-to-order ones from Marvel have so far been back in stock gradually, and then they sell them and come back in stock and stuff like that. So no sweats there when it comes to Hiss Tank. The Snowcat is a different story. That is a HasLab. You're just going to have to get that on the secondary market. But I have a feeling now that they did the Desert Vamp, they're probably going to do an Arctic Vamp at some point to go, with the Hiss Tank if you missed out on the Snowcat and you want a Joe vehicle. And they'll probably do like snowmobiles and other things at some point. But yeah, really cool 3-pack though if you want to get some troops. I'm a little disappointed that they weren't individual figures, because I don't necessarily want a bunch of these, you know, Cobra special forces, because in my opinion, Saw Vipers and I can't remember the name of the Drifter, or the Cobra Viper, or Drift Viper, whatever they call it, they're very specialty units, whereas the Steel Corps, yes, it's a specialty unit, but I could see me buying like 2 or 3 or 4 of that, and then swapping heads of named Joe characters. Like I planned to turn one of them, I was going to get a Stalker head because of the RossCon. I have an extra Stalker, Sergeant Stalker head, and I was going to paint his cap white and then put it on his head, and then put his head on this figure so I could have a Arctic Stalker, Sergeant Stalker. So now it's one of those things where it's like, when it's in a 3-pack, if you don't necessarily want like a bunch of these specialty characters that are like a heavy and a specialist, because you have your Snow Serpents that you want to troop build, it's a little tricky. So I'm hoping maybe in the future, since this is a Pulse exclusive 3-pack, maybe in the future they'll break them up and do like retro carded versions of them, which doesn't really make sense because I don't think these are based off of retro figures, so you can't really do that. So maybe they'll do like an exclusive to a store in some time in the future, and you could get these. But yeah, really cool set. And then when it comes to a item that Hasbro kind of revealed early, it is that of the Ninja Force. We already knew it was coming, but we got a digital render now of it. It is the Ninja Force, Snake Eyes, and Jinx, and so this will be continuing the Target capsule where we got Zartan and then Scarlet and the other character, the 2-pack recently. Was it Zartan? Yeah, I think it was Ninja Force Zartan. So this will be another Ninja Force exclusive, and this will be during the Fall Geek Out, which will be happening next month at Target. So if you want to pick up this pack, I believe it's going up September 18th. And then we're going to be talking about something Transformers related in just a moment that will be there. But yeah, really cool G.I. Joe things. I'm excited for this version of Snake Eyes. I love the Ninja Force stuff. It's a really fun subline. And in Transformers news, real fast, we're going to be talking about the Target items, since we were just talking about Target Geek Out. Apparently, Hasbro will be working with another company, but it is a licensed product, to make a 30-inch Optimus Prime. And the reason this is exciting for me is, as a G.I. Joe Transformers fan, they show a comparison of him next to a 6-inch figure. This is a 2 scale to your 6-inch figures Optimus Prime. So he could stand next to a Duke and a Snake Eyes, and they'll technically be to scale, because at 30 inches, they're about the size of a little bit less. You can see here. So that is really awesome. So this will supposedly be going live during the Target Geek Out, is what a lot of people are saying. It could be something that just goes up. You can go down to the link in the description and bookmark it. It is out of stock right now, but it's not really out of stock because it hasn't gone online yet. You can find it at some of your local Targets. Someone already had a photo of it, and it looked incredible next to their, you know, the Arc Titan was smaller than this Optimus. It's crazy. I think this is bigger than Unicron even, which is crazy to think. But here's the kicker. It's only $35 because it's not like it's non-transformable, and it's very limited. I think it only has 10 points of articulation. I think it was biceps, neck, head swivel, hip swivel, elbow bend, hand rotation, and I think there might even be leg movement. It looks like there's cuts for it, so I think it even can like move a little bit. But this is just a really cool, you know, piece to have if you want to have your, you know, G.I. Joe X Transformers display with Optimus with the Joes. And I'm hoping this does well enough that we see Megatron, Soundwave, Starscream, Bumblebee, Jazz. I'm a Sideswipe fan, and Sunstreaker, so hopefully they do a lot of these. But we'll see. It might be like a one-off thing. They did it really well when they did a Boba Fett and a Stormtrooper with the company, so I'm really excited. And then the other item is a reissue that is definitely needed, and I just hope they fixed the issue with the plastic. It is that of Shattered Glass Starscream using the Siege mold. This was a figure that came out, I think, a while ago, and it is available now for the current MSRP of a Voyager of being $42.99, so it is a bit pricier, and you don't get the comic like the first time. But the hopes are, the first one has heating plastic issues, so the plastic materials they have to help with flames, like flame retardant, and like trying to make it so it doesn't, you know, have issues. If you're in a hot climate, will yellow it. When you usually have yellowing in white plastic or gray plastics and stuff like that, or blues, because we're seeing that with all kinds of different, you know, Transformers, where all those colors are yellowing or turning green, which is because it's, you know, blue and it's turning yellow. But anyways, it's not because the plastic, you know, is white, because it's going in gray and blue too. It's because of the material they're using to add to it to make it, you know, anti-flammable. I don't know why that would matter as much. I don't know the full story on that, but that's why we're having these issues where this Starscream, just look up Shatterglass Starscream yellowing, you can see a lot of sad images of the figure kind of just slowly becoming, you know, a yellow crayon color in certain areas. But yeah, so hopefully this time around they fix that issue when they made the plastics, because a lot of people would love to get this, because I think on the aftermarket it's going for like almost $100 to $200 depending on in-box, out-of-box, the condition. So hopefully they fix that so there's not that big of an issue. Plus it's just awesome to have it back out there so people can get it who might have missed out. And it might be one of those things where we're getting more Shattered Glass reissues. I know that there's a chance we might get, you know, the Jetfire, because that's a really popular one. We might get, you know, other characters. I know we got a reissue a while back of the Optimus and Ratchet, so my fingers crossed, but that's some awesome Transformers news we have. And from Hasbro Transformers to Blokees Transformers, which is really popular right now, and I am loving everything they're putting out. We knew we saw some great prototypes of these, but now we have finished product in images, and I believe they are going to be going up for pre-order soon. It is that of the Blokees. I think it's like the champion or hero class, the ones where they're more, you know, action figure size. They're not like their blind pack ones, you know what you're getting. Of the Bumblebee movie, Optimus Prime, and Bumblebee. And I'm very excited for these two. They look incredible. I find that Blokees are really fun to have as the robot mode on your shelf. So say you have the Bumblebee movie figure and you have it in vehicle mode, you can have this one stand next to it and have a figure in robot mode. I think that's really cool, and I love that, you know, you have that option, and it's really one of those things where it's fun to build these. They, you know, have very little, like, you know, need for glue and snips and stuff like that. You can just, you know, pop them off and build them like the Galaxy Defenders and stuff like that, and it's just awesome. So these both are incredible looking. I hope to see more Bumblebee movie figures in the future, or kits. I know we had, I think, was it Dreadwing or whoever it was that, or Blitzwing, who was it that attacks Bumblebee in the beginning? He's in the image here fighting Bumblebee. But yeah, so hopefully we get more than just that. I would love to see the Cybertronian characters in Blokees form, but they are very exciting looking. I'm very excited for everything coming out of Blokees, and I cannot wait to see what they do next. And in some awesome MAFEX for import figure fans, MAFEX has 3 new items that are available for pre-order at BBTS, and also all your other fine, you know, e-tailers like Hobbylink Japan, Anime Export, I think even Entertainment Earth had these. You have your chance to get a really awesome Bossk. So if you don't really like the Black Series one and you want something a little bit more, you know, detail and stuff like that, not that the Black Series one isn't that great, I have that one, I'm happy with it, but this one is really awesome looking. It has a lot of detail from Empire Strikes Back. It looks amazing. And then next up we have 2 from the Superman franchise, that of the Death of Superman and Doomsday. Is it Doomsday? I think it is. I always get my big bads and comics mixed up, but yeah, these are really cool looking. Once again, you know, import toys are always going to have a lot more accessories, a lot more, you know, detail, because they are very specialty items that are made in limited quantities compared to like when you have to make a bunch of figures from like say Mattel or McFarlane that are going to go out to several stores. These are definitely not things you see a lot in stores. They're usually at like comic shops or online e-tailers, and they're kind of in a way made to order, but they have a set amount they're going to make usually. But it's just cool to see these versions. I always love like the Batman stuff from the Hush series that I think we've covered here before. It looked really awesome. I love the Spider-Man animated series stuff they do. I have the MAFEX Captain America, and I enjoy it a lot. It's really cool. They are definitely a little bit more delicate than Hasbro. I wouldn't suggest taking a MAFEX out and, you know, playing around with it in the snow. And, you know, I know my Captain America's arm kept popping off. It wasn't like a QC problem. It just, they're very, you know, they're assembled and stuff like that, and so they can pop apart to, you know, be able to switch parts and stuff. But for some reason his arm kept popping off because of the areas where there's cuts and stuff that they kind of, their articulation is really cool, but it has its downsides when it comes to that. But yeah, really awesome stuff. If you want to get them right now, you can get them at BBTS or anywhere else they are sold. And in Jazwares news, which we don't cover nearly as much because they haven't been making a lot of Halo product, and that's what I usually like to cover. They do a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's. I haven't covered a lot here. I did a couple items here. And they do Fortnite, I think. But the Halo franchise, they own the license to the 6-inch scale and 4-inch scale. And they just pretty much haven't been doing much with it. They did a couple of GameStop exclusives for the Spartan collection, including this one we're talking about right now, which is the Master Chief from Halo Campaign Evolved, Really incredible looking figure. Exclusive to GameStop if you want to get right now. It's about $30. It comes with the energy sword, the assault rifle, the magnum, and a needler, and then all kinds of extra hands. It's a really cool looking figure. If I see it in person at a store, at a GameStop, I'll definitely pick it up, but it's definitely not something I'm going to pre-order on their website. Because I'm just kind of disappointed with Jazwares. They have this awesome franchise. I kind of wish it would go back to McFarlane and see what he could do with it, since he's doing all those great gamer figures like God of War and Helldivers and not Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Honestly, if it went to Jetta Toys to do like they do with their Street Fighter figures, that'd be awesome too. But I'm kind of like, you know, if Jazwares not going to put out enough, I mean, even if it's only GameStop that wants to order, because I know Target and Walmart were like, no, because it sat on their shelves and a lot of it went to clearance. I mean, a lot of the stuff from their Vault website is ending up at Ross, which is crazy to think. But it's one of those things where I'm just kind of bummed that this is the only thing we've gotten so far since the campaign Evolved came out. I really was hoping we'd see a lot more figures, including like a 6-inch scale Johnson, or, you know, elites and grunts and stuff like that, since we've only ever seen the Spartans. I get it, tooling costs money. If there's not a huge enough fandom there, it might not be worth it. But I'll tell you right now, I loved these figures. I bought most of them as they came out. It was only the last couple that I couldn't get because I didn't know they were GameStop exclusive, and I kept looking at Target and I was like, oh, they're only at GameStop. And then every GameStop in my area never had them. So they obviously were popular enough that they sold out when it came to like named Spartans or Spartan armors that people really wanted. But yeah, if you want to pick this up, it is available at GameStop. I'm really hoping that it hits store shelves at GameStop and I could find one in the wild, because the shipping really hurts at GameStop. But yeah, really cool looking figure nonetheless. I just really hope that Jazwares does more with the Halo license that they have. And similar to the same vein of Halo from Jazwares, we're going to be talking about Mattel Creations and how they are doing their own version of Lego brick system called the Mattel Bricks. We saw the Warthog at Comic-Con. I actually got to be at the booth when they did the panel. It was really awesome when they revealed. I loved it. They were able to do the suspension and bouncing and everything like that with bands that they made. Really cool, you know, set. Well, now they are doing, for the 25th anniversary, I believe it is, of the Xbox console, they are doing a brick set for it. And the cool part is it has features where you can have the Halo campaign Evolve scene where he's fighting the Flood. Then there's one for Morrowind from Elder Scrolls, which looks really cool, of the main hero fighting the villain. And then one of the other games that I feel I don't remember, but it was an Xbox game. The crazy part is the price on this. Okay, I'm just gonna laugh real fast. The original Xbox, when it first came out in 2001, cost $299.99. So you would think this isn't a real Xbox, it's a brick set. But brick sets like Lego, because of what Lego did, have gone up in value. So this set will cost you more than an original Xbox back in 2001. I get, you know, with inflation, I'm sure it would be a lot more if an Xbox came out today. I mean, what does the newest console go for? I think it's like $500. So when you compare it to new market rate, but this is going to be $325. You're going to be paying $25 more. That's not including tax. Just the MSRP price when it first started. You're going to be paying $25 more for a brick set than the original console that you bought back in the day for $300. So I just thought that was crazy, and I laughed, and I was like, I don't need this in my collection. I have a hard time buying some of the Lego sets that are up in the 300s. It just drives me crazy when I think about the Transformers ones. They're kind of getting up there. I cannot imagine what Megatron will cost when he finally comes out from Lego. But yeah, it's a cool nostalgic thing, just not something that I would flock to, because the idea of paying more than what the original console costs for a brick set, that is just, you know, I get it, you're playing while building it, but it's just mind-boggling to think. So it's kind of funny. I think when the Lego sets came out for the other consoles that they did, I don't even know if I think when they did the Nintendo consoles, and I think they're doing a Sega one, I don't think they were that much. Maybe they are, maybe they're more, because those were even older consoles. I'm gonna have to look that up now. That'll be a fun little thing. But yeah, if you do want to pick this up, if you are a fan of brick systems and you like the Mattel bricks and you like Halo and Xbox and you want to get this, it is definitely cool. No shade to anyone who wants it. I just thought that was crazy that it's more than the original Xbox. If you want to get it, link is in the description down below for Mattel Creations, who is selling it. I think it's also available on Amazon if you want to pick it up. But yeah, really interesting looking. And very interesting that it cost a little bit more than the original Xbox. And in comics this week, we think look incredible. We have quite a few of the Energon Universe comics to talk about. I am a huge fan of this. I'm sure you've noticed that over the Comic Weekly reviews and stuff like that, news with the Wednesday Warriors. But there are 3 amazing Energon Universe comics coming out this week. One is Void Rivals number 33, which I have been having a wonderful time reading that universe. Really cool to see them pull in other characters and stuff like that, and how far it's gotten. And this issue is really awesome because they are bringing in Rom the Space Knight, or just Rom as they call him right now. And I'm very excited for this. And on top of that, right after that, you can at the same time buy the Rom comic number 1 from the Energon universe from Skybound immediately, and read the Rom story, which will be continuing now. So now we have Mask, Rom, Transformers, G.I. Joe. It's just awesome to see this universe building out and being so successful. And on the note of Mask's number 1 Origin is going to be releasing this week also, which is really cool. So we're going to see more with Mask, we're going to see more with Rom, we're going to see more with the Void Rival universe, and everything else going on with Transformers and G.I. Joe. I'm just so excited for reading these comics. I think these comics look really cool, and I'm looking forward to reading them. And you know, even if you haven't read the rest, getting into Rom or getting into Mask, if you're just a fan of those, you don't have to worry too much. They do explain things here and there, but it's really awesome looking. But yeah, those are the comics this week I am very excited about. Let me know in the comments down below which comics you're most excited about this week, which ones you're going to be picking up, which ones you think are awesome that I should check out. I'm always open to suggestions and references to comics that I might have not seen this week. There were so many to choose from. I saw What If X-Men, if, you know, Charles was taken out by Cassidy in the womb, and she was in charge of the X-Men and had the X-Men go after psychics and kind of hunt them down. It was just really interesting what if for the 50th. I thought that comic looked really cool. But ultimately, I'm just really excited for the Energon Universe stuff. I've had a lot of fun reading it. But yeah, so let me know. Tell me what other comics you thought looked cool, what you're definitely picking up, if you're picking up any of these, and I will catch you with more books next week. And in today's Creative Corner, we have a look at a very talented toy customizer with that of @EvilGuppy Figures on Instagram. And their work is incredible. They do a lot of Marvel customs, but they do other things. One of them is this awesome, is it Hell of a Boss? Or Has-Been Hotel. I always get them mixed up, but it's an Alistair, I believe, figure. Looks really awesome, really detailed, really cool figure. We also have quite a few other customs that are Marvel based. The ones that really stuck out to me were the Fantastic Four villain ones with the Puppet Master, and then I always feel bad, I forget his name, but he has the apes and baboon as his thing. He was supposed to be in the movie, but they cut the character. But I always feel bad, I can't remember the name. And then, of course, Gigantor, the giant creature that comes out of the ground that was in one of the scenes of the movie. But these figures and prints and everything like that and customs are just really awesome. They even have, was it the Ultimate Universe's bad version of, was it Reed Richards, oh god, is it the Maker? I can't remember the name, but he has the cool helmet and everything. But yeah, there were just all kinds of amazing figures. These 6 photos are just the ones that really stuck out to me. Feel bad that I'm brain fogging right now and I can't remember the characters' names and stuff like that, but they're really awesome custom figures. Definitely go through their page and see all the other awesome stuff. They have a really cool Iron Fist custom figure set of characters that were really awesome. There's just all kinds of amazing stuff. But like usual, if you are a custom figure fan, if you're a Marvel fan, if you're a fan of toys in general, definitely go give them a follow on Instagram. Give them the shares, give them the likes, give them the support, comment on what you think is cool, interact with them, because their work is really awesome and they definitely deserve to grow their channel and have more and more fans and stuff like that, because I think their work is really cool and I'd love to see what other customs they're going to make in the future. I know I'm already following them, but yeah, definitely share them with fans of action figures and customs and Marvel stuff, or any of the other cool stuff they have on their page that you think one of your friends might think are cool, because getting their content out there, their stuff is really awesome. But yeah, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for stopping by. Stay safe, be happy, have fun. Remember to just enjoy life, and I will catch you all next week with more awesome toy news.